Hello YouTube, it's Krow, and here I have the Ninpulse Gundam. This kit was featured in the OVA GM's Counterattack, and it is piloted by Nils Nielsen. I really love his previous, the Sengoku Astray. I think that was a really awesome kit in the original Gundam Build Fighter series, and seeing this in action really makes me love this kit even more, because at first I was 100% sold on the design, but now I'm 100% sold on just the action, the kind of like, I don't know, aesthetics of it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the review. So with taking a look at the head first, you can definitely tell that the eyes are not stickers. I went ahead and just painted those because I think the paint just looks a little bit better. But here are the sticker parts right here. Just looking at it compared, I think if you just paint the eyes, it is a little bit sharper, and I've seen reviews with the stickers on there, and I just don't think it looked that good. Now the head does hold a little gimmick, the gimmick just being that this part does open up, and you can stick one of the little scroll pieces into the mouth, like so. I don't think this is a very practical looking weapon, and if you really do want to use it, then you're gonna have to buy those little effect parts for the sides of it, as well as for like the arms and everything. However, they are sold separately, and I think you are gonna get your bang for your buck, but I don't think it'll look good with those little effect parts on the face. Now there's another set of stickers that go for the head, however you can't even notice it. And I don't really see what the point was. I kind of looked a little bit, and I didn't really find much that kind of led back to why this part has stickers. But if you take the front crown off, or V-fin, however you want to call it, this is supposed to be stickers. I went ahead and just painted it. Here are the stickers right here, and as you can see, it doesn't make any sense. I tried looking around, and I didn't really see much as to why the stickers are pretty much hidden right behind the head. I don't know what the purpose was, but you do get a set of stickers that are for the head at that actual location. Whether you want to use it or not, it's up to you. I just went ahead and painted it, thinking that I will be, it would be visible, but then it wasn't. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the body. What the body does have is going to be these little chest falcons right there. I just went ahead and painted mine gold because, well, I thought the gold looked pretty cool. There's also going to be a clear green piece right here. I just went ahead and painted silver underneath it, so that way it has a little bit of reflecting underneath it. I think it looks a little bit better than just keeping it plain. There's a good ab crunch that happens right in the middle of here, as you can see. So I do think the ab crunch is awesome because it just gives it that little bit more range of posability. Also, painting the little vents in there, I just painted mine silver just to kind of give it a little bit color, but otherwise it will be, I think that part right there is actually maroon, if I'm not mistaken. And looking on the backpack, all it really has is this little attachment that's going to be for the actual backpack accessory that comes with it. Other than that, there's really not much of a gimmick that has with this, except for just it's the attachment. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the arms. The arms are really nice. They have a good range of motion. No issues with the range of motion, to be honest. Now what you can do, what I always do, if I find any kind of joints that are similar to this style, like almost like that real grade style, I just go ahead and paint them. You can either paint them bronze, silver, copper, gold. I don't have a bronze or like a copper color, so I just went ahead and stuck with the gold. Kind of fit the theme anyways, matching the rest of the gold in the body. But other than that, it looks really nice. These hands, the only thing I would say with these hands is I wish they had the like the open hands that came with them, but these are fine the way they are. I mean, they do everything that you need to with hands, but the fact that it has a little gimmick where it throws a giant ninja star, I really wish that these were open hands as well, or it came with open hands instead of just the closed kind of like center holding hands. The back skirt is there, but all it does is allowing for you to actually place the little axe whip on the back of the skirt. Other than that, it doesn't move or do anything at all. Next, let's go ahead and talk about the legs. I'm just going to go ahead and point out the stickers that should be on there. Right here, there should be some green stickers, but I went ahead and just painted that green with a little outline of black. The stickers are actually right here, and as you can see, they're actually just big old green triangles. Didn't really like the color, nor did I like the just the whole size of it, so I opted out and just went ahead and painted it myself. Realistically, it's not going to be much different from the Impulse to this. You know, the legs are essentially going to be the Impulse legs, I think, except for the ankle skirts. I think those are the only new parts that are going to be on there, and the ankle parts aren't really anything special. I mean, it looks pretty cool. I like how it's a little bit raised right here, but other than that, the ankle skirts aren't really anything crazy, you know, different. So it looks fine just the way they are. Looking at the back of the legs, I went ahead and did the same thing right here. All I did was paint, you know, gold on the back of the joints because I think it looks cool. That's just kind of like my personal preference. And then I just went ahead and painted black on the inside of the thrusters so that way it just wasn't like plain gray. I just wanted to add a little bit of color to it. So I painted these little pipings gold. I just wanted to do it because I didn't like the gray look, and I just want to go ahead and give it a little extra color. Painted the inside of the toe right there black, and then painted the inside of that middle on the knee black, and then those little vents on the side, I painted that silver just because I thought it looked cool, and I like to add a little color variety, and that's it. Also, looking underneath the feet, I went ahead and painted those little thrusters gold. I think in hindsight it would have been better if I painted them maybe like a bronze color, because I like thrusters to look more bronze than anything, or perhaps silver, but I decided just to go with the gold look because, well, it's the color I had at my disposal. Either way, I think it does still look really good, and it does have that, you know, option if you want to go ahead and detail the feet. Even though they're not really seen too often, I always like trying to do a little bit touch up on the feet, you know, just on my own free will. So after looking at the main body, the next thing we're going to go ahead and take a look at is going to be all the accessories that it comes with. So the first set of accessories I'm going to go ahead and talk about is the Phantom Butterfly Sword. You get two of these, which I think look pretty awesome. They're just little green clear pieces that attach to the back of the forearm, pretty much like so. And they have a good range of articulation like that. And with both Phantom Butterfly swords attached, now you're going to have a really nice kit with some really nice swords. The next accessory that it's actually going to have is the Power Axe. I don't think it's a really cool looking weapon, but it's one of its weapons nonetheless. Now it does have like this little energy whip, but I think this is more of a physical whip because I've seen that this part right here is painted black. So I think maybe like this part right here might be the energy, but this is actually, I think, supposed to be a metal part that originally is supposed to be attached right here, just through the pictures I've seen of it. So this part can actually do quite a few things. So the first little gimmick is it can actually be used as kind of like a whip. Do I think it looks cool? Not really, but this is one of the options that you can go ahead and use for this weapon. The next one is going to be it being used as the actual axe weapon. If he has all these other weapons on him, so I mean, I guess one more doesn't really hurt. However, I would just prefer to use the little butterfly swords, or even the Heaven's Cross sword, which we're going to be getting to in a little bit. But I just think that this is kind of a ridiculous looking weapon. However, you know, if you can really pull it off, or maybe add some little details to it to really make it shine, then definitely. And lastly, you can actually fold this bad boy up like this, and it will plug right into the back skirt like so. So when you're not using it, you have a little place for it to actually be stored. Alright, so before I get into the main accessory, just like a quick honorable mention, this actually does come with the Impulse's rifle, but I mean, it's not really an accessory that's for this kit, so this is just kind of like a little added bonus. So if you want, you can just go ahead and build this up and then kind of add it in with one of your other kits if you really want to. So the final accessory that comes with this kit is going to be the Heaven's Cross sword. This thing takes on a couple of forms that assist with the main mobile suit, but let's go ahead and get into the first one. Now the first part is just going to be its kind of backpack mode. I don't really know if there's any thrusters in this weapon, which I would assume that there is, but there's a little piece right here, and all we're going to do is connect the point right there, into this little peg. And here it is in all of its little glory. And here it is. Looks pretty cool, I would say, but it's definitely not going to be my favorite looking thing about the kit itself, mainly because I just think it's a very bulky looking backpack, and it's just, I don't know, the cloak form, which is coming up next, I think looks pretty cool, but this is just such a bulky looking thing, and it's just, it doesn't really seem like it makes too much sense. So for the most part, I don't think it looks overly bad, but it's something I'm not going to have my kit displayed with at all. I'm going to keep it more or less in its weapon form. Now the next part it has is this little cloaking device. I think it looks cool, I'm not going to lie. I don't think it's very practical because it really limits a lot of its posability. However, I just think as a whole, this thing does look pretty awesome. It is, however, extremely loose. As you can see, there's nothing it really snaps into. It just kind of like floats there, and it was a little bit of a hassle to get it on there, at least getting the head to snap back in, just because it was such a tight squeeze. But overall, you know, I think it looks fine. It's just, I think it's a little more hassle than what it's worth, especially when we're about to talk about this next little pose, not little pose, but the next little gimmick that this cloak actually has. And here's the last gimmick of the Heaven's Cross sword. It is a giant shuriken. I think it looks freaking awesome. I mean, even just next to the kit itself, the mobile suit, it is huge. So I am pretty excited for this thing when it comes to the posing, because there's a lot of opportunities for posing this giant thing. Now, with the base that the kit does come with, it also comes with this little attachment part. This does help a little bit when it's in its backpack mode for it to stand. However, you know, you can go ahead and have the kit itself just, you know, be on the actual stand itself instead of using this little gimmick, and you have two little pegs right there that this can just go ahead and snap right into. And with this, you can go ahead and rotate it anywhere you want, so that way you can go ahead and pull off some pretty dynamic poses for yourself. So when we reviewed everything and everything's said and done, what do I think about this kit? Well, it's nothing but positivity, to be honest. This kit really does have a shelf presence, and I think all in all, you're really going to be getting the best bang for your buck. It's relatively cheap, and I think with just the one accessory that it mainly has, which is that giant ninja shuriken, it's really going to be worth every single dime, especially if you like anything that's kind of resembling the Seed universe, with it being the Impulse, or just if you like the Build Fighter series. I think this is a really awesome kit to pick up at any chance you could possibly get. So that's it, guys. I really said everything I could say about this kit. It's 100% amazing. The build itself was fantastic. Didn't really have any issues. The plastic felt great. The nub marks were in, you know, decently, you know, placed locations, easily able to sand down and clean up. And if you want to paint this kit, I think it's going to be fairly simple. But other than that, if you really want to pick up this kit for yourself, check out Canadian Gundam. I know they do. They pretty much ship over to Canada or anywhere in the US, so go ahead and check them out. And other than that, guys, just stay tuned for that pose video, and stay tuned for the next streams and the next reviews. Other than that, guys, thanks for watching. Rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.